The Po' Boy Pundits podcast is brought to you by What Lola Wants. Go to WLWPrivateChefs.com for information to reserve top quality chef and restaurant services in the Chicagoland area. Pulpery Media presents Po' Boy Pundits with your hosts, Brock and Ben. This is where we discuss the political headlines that grab our attention and all those little jerks that infuriate us.
Yes, we'll call it that. Look at this douche. Oh, sorry, Rob Manfred's on the TV. Post-election, all right? First, we'll go through the stages. So you have election night, right?
Yeah.
Everybody in the world knows that it ain't ending election night or
No.
for a week. What are the odds that Trump comes out and declares victory by 10:45 Central Time?
I mean, he probably will, but it won't have the cachet it did as last time. Because remember, last time he's doing it from the White House.
Oh, right.
Now it'll be from, like whatever.
Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
Or wherever
like,
he's having his
whatever
election
banquet
party.
room.
Right.
And,
It'll be at Mar-a-Lago.
In a Radisson Inn. No offense to Radissons, by the way, but
Although if you're having him, then much offense. So how does that play out, right? Because then you get his cult. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Get restless.
So I know from Harris has already said like they have a team working right now, like preparing for the legal end.
I saw that they have, but they also put up all this shit around the White House. Like they've already erected the fucking stage and shit.
Yeah, you're not gonna get a January 6th this time.
No.
But what you could see is what's already been exposed would be these
polling stations.
Yeah, and like local election offices.
That's
as well as officers of the Secretary of States for the various different states could be.
I mean, but you're right. The easiest target would be, say, after Tuesday, people are still counting or they're recounting. You have mobs show up at these ballot counting places.
To either stop it or
correct
add ballots in.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Violence will have to be. I'm not going to say have to, but at that point, someone's crossed the line. That's a federal fucking charge.
Yeah, you would. I would think at this point too, like not only of Harris's campaign, but I'm sure Biden and the military, along with contacting each individual state and talking about their. I mean, you probably have starting on election day, and then for the next week, National Guards are going to be like
on the ready.
Yeah,
because you can't put armed guards around a fucking polling station.
No.
You can't do that. Oh, real quick about election. How come I was years old when I realized that you can't wear a political garb, clothing item into vote? Is that a thing?
I think voters, I don't think they get stopped. But if you're a poll worker, that always sounds weird to me. But if you're supposed to present that you're neutral, right?
Right.
So so there have been poll workers who've shown up in red dresses or blue dresses, and they're like, no.
Okay. I just didn't know if that was really a thing. Okay.
I don't think there's a law against it. I think it's just
one of those things.
Yes.
All right. Good to know that.
Because you're not supposed to. I mean, the whole idea is you're not. It shouldn't be somebody coming in to sign, and then you're somehow influencing their vote.
Right.
I wish they could do that, and I'll say this, for both sides. I wish they could do that for the people walking in, where it's like just be quiet, don't say anything. You don't have to shout either who you're voting for or who you want to win.
No, you should just go in. You should sign your thing, give them
and
the thing,
the
have the old lady tell the other old lady.
There's going to be lines anyway. Like we don't need to make it the DMV.
Right, exactly. Just sit there, look at your fucking phone, play Candy Crush, and shut the fuck up. How about that? So
that's what I love about my polling place is that unless you get there before it opens, there's no line. Like last two times I've just walked up, signed, went in straight. Like, I think I maybe had to wait for one person to
I
finish.
think the last 2 times it's the same
Yeah.
thing. Like, we've had to wait for 1 or 2 people in front
Yeah.
of us. It's great. I love it. Okay, so so this will be the anxious, nervous time in our country, and everybody's heads will be exploding.
Yeah.
Because then it's going to be the disinformation, information back and forth, stop the steal, stop the count. No, we've got more ballots coming in, blah, blah, blah. Like, so we will be getting that for 10 days, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
We probably won't know. I hope we know before Thanksgiving.
I think you'll know. We'll know the outcome relatively quick. It might take a few days. Remember, recounts only happen if it hits within a margin of error,
Which is,
which could happen in a
like Georgia. Georgia immediately went to a recount last year.
exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody had to call for it. It did it because
It just did it.
It was that close.
Right.
So you
and
might.
then they did another recount because they asked it to be done.
Yeah, and it still came out.
Yeah, it still came
same
out.
way. And yeah, this idea of that they're, and I understand MAGA people believe differently, but like elections aren't. It's so, and because of Republican policies, like you have to show up with an ID.
Correct.
You have to be. This whole idea of like illegal immigrants voting, like
You can't.
well, first off, to register, you have to have a valid Social Security ID, and it
Correct.
matches your birth information.
Exactly.
I don't know if you remember, but when I registered to vote down here, I had to put in like my former address as well as my birth state and all that.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
because you just. And I don't remember, but it's probably because my dad was in the military, so it just happened.
Yeah. Well, and that and you've been here for a long, long time.
Yeah. No, I've been in the same district now for.
But it was the same.
10 years,
Yeah.
11 years.
I had to do that when I re-registered in Tennessee after I got back there. I had to do that in Missouri when I
every
registered
time
to
you
vote.
move, you have to re-register.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're always asking for
Well, here's the thing.
because your Social Security number has to match up with effectively what's on your birth certificate.
Right.
So if you're that good at forging those documents,
And then you can.
maybe you've earned the right to
Then
vote.
you can do that enough times to sway.
Right. No.
Hundreds of thousands of votes is what it usually comes down to. Like,
And
if you're doing that, awesome.
And if you believe the Republican Party is that these people escaping these totalitarian governments in whether it's the was that the Caribbean Triangle or whatever
I know.
then you would think they would be voting Republican, right?
Yeah.
So, but then all of a sudden it's like no, I guess because they're being paid by Biden and Harris.
Like I don't. It's like it's not. This isn't a high school president vote we're having here, guys.
Also, you can't have an underground sex ring in this country and not everybody know about it. So how is there this gigantic conspiracy of shipping people in to vote and nobody but Donald Trump knows what's going on?
That's the thing with these tell 6 of your friends a secret, and then find out how many friends know within 2 years.
Oh, less than that.
Right. So you mean to tell me it's going to take hundreds of thousands of humans all working together secretly working together so
correctly?
that
Yeah.
nobody else knows, and you're not just doing something small. You're, worshiping the devil and eating children.
Right. Same as, the theory that Stanley Kubrick filmed the moon landings. You think Kubrick would let that one just go?
Fuck no. His ego wouldn't do that. He'd be like, well, you know what? The shit's out of the bag. How fucking I need an Oscar. Right here, look at this. So real, I fooled a generation. Where's my Lifetime Achievement Award?
The entire world.
Yep.
Bought it.
Yep, Kubrick. Same man who made Eyes Wide Shut.
Right.
That guy.
Yeah. Kept it a secret, sure.
Fucking love that man. But right.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Or like the earth isn't round.
No, here, wait. But remember, the moon and the sun are. But Earth is the only flat surface.
It's a plate.
Yeah. On top of a turtle.
I don't understand okay, so circling back around with all this shit, this is what gets these people into a frenzy.
Yes.
Like his Nazi rally. Or just, Lauren Boebert just out somewhere with her guns, sucking some guy's cock, smoking a cigarette. Telling them that brown people are going to come fuck their wives.
Yeah. No, I think to be, and I don't think you're joking all that much.
No.
We've already seen what some of these small cells at least plan to do, is what we saw in Minnesota with Governor Whitmer.
Yep.
And what they were planning on doing.
We got plenty of time
And so, I think that would also be a legit thing, in that you could see these militias, Proud Boys, Boogaloos, whatever.
And now Proud Boys, Trump's openly wearing their colors.
So you could see them escalate beyond not only polling places, but
those are the guys.
Secretary of State offices.
Those are the ones who will try to get to those people.
Right, and try and hold states hostage.
Correct.
And then, but at any point,
again, our military has these things called drones.
Right, and that's the thing, is that at any point, even if they say that they have the right under the Second Amendment, or they are a recognized militia or whatever, you commit a federal crime. That's the one that's the thing too. I would think the Trump camp is kind of thinking of going, like, if it comes to that point, we're going to have the majority of the military on our side, and that these soldiers and their commanding officers are going to go, like, our political beliefs are greater than what our duty to the Constitution is. And I don't think that that's going to happen.
That's my question in all of this. And I always ask that when you have these other countries. I'm like, we've said it. Whoever has the military has the power, to be completely honest with you.
Right. And like we've said here before, is that it's not officially recognized, but frankly, the military is another branch of the government.
Yeah.
And that they are allowed to operate independently.
Correct.
Within the confines of the Constitution.
Correct.
So if they were to find, these, what would be, some people think that, or, those militias that think they have the legal leg to stand on.
Or even the groups.
But as soon as they cross a certain line, then all of a sudden we're in an Alex Garland movie,
Right. And the portion of the military that are right-wing cult members,
right,
it's super low. It's not going to make a difference. No, but none of them are going to be able to control 100 drones or a missile system.
That you'd have to sneak off your base, right? Because if you came out and said on your base to your commanding officer, A, I'm not following that order, and B, I'm in agreement with these people.
Great, we're going to put you in this hole over here.
The MPs would round them up,
and then we'll have a trial for you.
Right, and not a fluffy American judicial trial.
No, this is
a military tribunal.
And then guess what? Then you're going to Leavenworth. So.
I believe we still have Guantanamo too.
Checkmate.
Right. I don't think it. Yeah, it wouldn't be in the interest of any career military officer or soldier.
Right.
To do that.
I wouldn't think it would be in any interest of any human being that has a job or anything like that. I mean, unless you're crazy independently wealthy, and if you're crazy independently wealthy, I don't think you're storming the gates. No.
Although the Rouse's family was there the last time too, so.
I know, that's such a fucking shame, man. Fuck you guys.
You know what family wasn't storming? The Dornack family.
Yeah, no, they weren't. They were selling.
The following segment has been brought to you by Whatever Lola Wants. Go to WLWPrivateChefs.com for information to reserve top quality chef and restaurant services in the Chicagoland area. The Po' Boy Podcast is a production of Pulpery Media, produced and edited by Ben Grimion, marketing by Brock Ryder, graphic design by Beck Ryder and Ben Grimion, music by the Heisenberg Compensators.